Most things in life are a lot harder than you think that they are, in your mind.
Like, how quick could you have that generator in?
It's a seamless process when the power goes out. House just comes back on in less than 10 seconds. Hey, look, I'm not going to quit, just keep on going.
You hear everybody, oh, you got to grind, you got to be willing to grind, you got to be willing to grind. But what happens if you don't ever stop to breathe?
I feel like if you don't get into it now, you're going to kind of get left out.
You may need that skill later on, and it costs you this much money right now.
That name kind of popped up and was like, man, that's a great, strong name. I love it. As soon as the lights go out that first time, that's when the phones just kind of keep on going. And right now is the time to do it. The first thing you got to do is get the information. I'm really intrigued by it. Love to see where it's going to go.
This is the Clark Connection Podcast, where 12 years of coaching championships meets real-world leadership. Coach Clark broke through at the highest levels. Now he's bringing you the playbook. Every week, real leaders, real wins. Real strategies you can use Monday morning. If you're done with theory and ready for results, this is your show. You in? Let's go!
And welcome back to the Clark Connection Podcast, where we talk leadership, personal growth, entrepreneurship, and real conversations that help you level up in business and in life. I'm your host, Aaron Clark, aka The Coach, and today's episode is one that's incredibly practical, especially if you live anywhere that deals with storms, outages, or unpredictable weather. Today, we're talking about something that most people don't think about until the power goes out. We're diving into home standby generators, hurricane preparedness, what homeowners really need to know before installing one, some of the biggest misconceptions people have about backup power systems, and why being prepared before disaster hits matters more than most people realize. But this goes way beyond generators. We get into entrepreneurship, the skilled trades, the future of AI in small business, and BJ's journey from working in the field to building Steadfast Electric into a company that's helping families stay safe and secure during outages. But before we jump in, I want to thank and shout out those sponsors that make this podcast possible. The Clark Connection Podcast is powered by Coach Clark Leadership and Development. We help organizations develop leaders who multiply leaders through live training, executive coaching, and cultural strategy. And if you want to grow alongside other serious leaders, join our Leadership Multiplier School community. It is a space built for intentional leadership growth, connection, and accountability. Learn more at coachaclark.com. This episode of the Clark Connection Podcast is proudly brought to you by Hubbard Flooring Studio. Leadership, growth, and success all start with a strong foundation, but the details matter too. Vicky and her team don't just specialize in high-quality flooring. They also offer Hunter Douglas blinds, bringing both function and design together in one place. Whether you're building, renovating, or upgrading a home or business, Hubbard Flooring Studio helps you create a space that reflects quality, intention, and excellence. From the floors you stand on to the light you let in. Now, if you're ready to work with people who care about craftsmanship and getting it right, visit hubbardflooringstudio.com or call 225-924-1582. Hubbard Flooring Studio, covering you from the ground up. Shout out to Steadfast Electric for supporting the show. When your power needs to be reliable, not just good enough, Brian and his team deliver safe, dependable electric work for homes and businesses. No shortcuts, no guesswork. Learn more at steadfastelectric.com or call 225-457-7957. Steadfast Electric, reliable power done right the first time. I want to recognize Bobby with the Comfy Quest LLC for sponsoring the podcast. Bobby specializes in craniosacral therapy, a highly specialized form of body work. This work helps the body release deep tension, regulate the nervous system, and truly reset. To learn more or book a session, visit massagebook.com/acomfyquest. Or call 225-773-0307. A Comfy Quest. Specialized craniosacral therapy for a real nervous system reset. A big thanks to Automate Integrate Professional Services for backing the show. Andrew helps businesses simplify, automate, and integrate their systems so leaders stop wasting time on manual work and start focusing on growth. Visit automate-integrate.com or email Andrew at automate-integrate.com. Automate Integrate. Systems that work so you don't have to overwork. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Bob Smith, chiropractic internist, for sponsoring today's episode. Dr. Bob focuses on identifying the root cause of pain and dysfunction, not just covering up symptoms. If your body isn't performing the way it should, this is the kind of care that looks deeper. Learn more at brspine.com or call 225-291-2626. Dr. Bob Smith, finding the root cause, not just chasing symptoms. Thank you for all of your support. You are part of what makes these conversations so great. Today's guest is BJ Folse, owner, founder, and visionary behind Steadfast Electric. He has built a company focused on reliability, preparation, and service, helping homeowners protect what matters most through electrical expertise and standby generator solutions. In this episode, we break down the generation installment process, the difference between air-cooled and liquid-cooled units, what homeowners should consider before hurricane season, the value of trade skills in today's economy, and how AI is changing the future of business. This is one of those episodes that could genuinely save somebody lots of stress, money, and frustration down the road. So grab something to write on and with, and let's get into my conversation with BJ. And BJ, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, Aaron. Thanks for having me.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. Guys, they like you probably are at least familiar with who Brian with Steadfast Electric is, one of the sponsors of the show. But BJ, tell us, what is Steadfast Electric?
Yeah. So Steadfast Electric, we're a mostly residential electrical contractor. We specialize in standby generators, and we also do some environmental work as well.
And speaking of the standby generators, I mean, we just got into hurricane season, so let's talk about that. Like, why do people need a standby generator for their house?
Yeah, I mean, people can use a standby generator for a lot of reasons. This day and age, we got a lot of critical needs. You may have some health concerns. You may have some kids that can't get unplugged. You know what I mean? I don't know everybody's reasons for it, but there's plenty good ones. For mostly, it's going to be keeping you safe and secure. Whenever you're out of power.
Right. I mean, down here in South Louisiana, we do like to go hunting and fishing, and so I know there's a lot of valuable meat in our fridges and freezers. So I mean,
that's for sure. I've definitely got a fair amount of that, and I'd be pretty upset if I lost it. But yeah, definitely a good reason.
But I mean, when that hurricane part does come, you've got to make sure you're stocked up for the party and everything else that's going to happen, right?
That's right. That's right, man. That's the best part, right? Is the hurricane parties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that's one of my favorite things is they force you to go sit outside and grill and just hang out and whatever else, especially if you don't have a generator.
Right. Now you don't have a whole lot of choice, man. Then you're in the heat or, potentially in the cold if it's in the wintertime. But, we'll focus on the hurricane season right now. And, HVAC super important. It could be dangerously hot this time of the year. So.
Yes. Hot. It definitely is. And so like how long? All right. Cause I know that I had your crew come over and look at my house the other day, and they were kind of telling me a little bit about the process. But how long does the process typically take? Like if you came over to somebody's house today, like how quick could you have that generator in?
Yeah, so I mean, in a perfect world, about a month, maybe a little bit sooner. Just depends on a couple of different factors. So, we would come and do the site visit. We would have a good talk with you, and if you decided to move forward with us, we'd start the paperwork, with the permit office, and usually that takes a couple of weeks, just depending on, if we're in a major hurricane, there's going to actually be a lot of applicants in there, so it could take a little bit longer. But say if we jumped on it right now, get through permitting in a couple of weeks, and then, we can get started soon after that. So, ideally 3-4 weeks, and, until you get into the heart of the season, and, then that gets pushed a little bit because, we got a pretty long list.
Okay. So I didn't realize it would take that. So it's not just, hey, BJ, I need a generator at my house like today. Can you get me one?
Yeah, no, it's not that easy, and honestly, when we do have hurricanes, people lose power, we do get those phone calls, and, folks are like, hey, can you get me a generator in the next couple of days? I'm out of power. It's like, yeah, I really wish it was that simple, but, we do everything by the book. You go through the city or the parish and get it all inspected, utility companies involved. So it's a little bit more of a process than what most people think.
Yeah. Because had your crew not told me what to expect, because I was thinking the same thing, like, all right, so about how long would this whole thing take? They're like, yeah, well, we got to go back to the office. We're going to finish figuring out where we need to put everything in your house. That's why we sketched everything out. And I was like, oh, this isn't like a fast thing.
Yeah, no, there's at least 10 documents we've got to fill out just on the permit side, and then, you've got the utility side as well, which isn't too bad usually, but, we've got load calculations. There's a science behind it. We've got to make sure we do it right to code and safely. It doesn't do any good to go install a generator and have an improperly sized gas line, it's got to work. So.
Okay. Yeah, just stuff that us common folk don't think about. I figured you just showed up and they made my house safe and secure.
Yeah. Now, one day, hopefully, it'll be a little bit more plug and play, but, it's a natural gas system tied into the electrical system. So, it's a little bit more to it, but, we're going to take care of it from start to finish.
Okay. And so, like, I'm sure you've got, as you said that you had people call you like during a hurricane, like, hey, I need to get a generator now. Like how do those conversations go? That I imagine they're quite funny and frustrating at the same time.
A little bit. Sometimes they do get a little frustrated. They're like, hey, we'll pay you extra if you could come out here tomorrow. And it's like, well, look, we can come out there tomorrow, take a look at your setup, but we definitely can't assume that we can just go out there and install in a couple of days. I will say, if maybe you already have an existing generator, that's a little bit different because, the utility's there and you've already been through permitting. So if it's just a swap out, sure, that's a pretty simple ordeal. But, whenever it's a new construction, portion of it, or, you're actually having to do permitting because it's not there, because, you're rearranging the service, the electrical service, and we're also upgrading, the gas service. So once you get the utilities involved, now, you've got to go through the whole permit process, they're all connected.
Yeah, now that makes sense. I guess I never thought about needing the permits. But, we race motocross, and I'm pretty sure most of the listeners have heard me talk about motocross at least 300,000 times on here. But, we've got generators out the yin yang. So, when we lose power, it's like, okay, well, we've got one of these 2,000 watts or that 8,000 watt, or so we've got all the little bitty generators. So I guess that's where I was thinking too, is that it would just be like something like, hey, I got this generator, you roll it up, start it up, and
Yeah, no, it's permanently attached to your house. We're actually going to have to rebuild your electrical service, cut in that transfer switch, which is basically the brains behind the system. It's got to communicate with that generator, so it's all automatic. So it's not like, hey, power goes out, you roll out this standby or this portable generator and plug cords into it. This is actually connected into the whole system where, you're not having to run any electrical, extension cords, anything like that. It's tied into the whole electrical system. So it's a seamless process. When the power goes out, house just comes back on in less than 10 seconds.
Okay. So, I mean, it would be something that like that those of us that don't have it, we wouldn't even notice. I'm assuming we wouldn't even notice power went out.
Yeah, a lot of times customers tell us, I didn't even know my power went out. Now, I mean, you are going to get a blink. The power does have to fully go out to, engage the transfer switch. But, if you're not, say, inside or maybe you're asleep, I mean, no, you really wouldn't notice. And on the transfer back, it is seamless, so you don't even notice whenever the power comes back on until you don't hear your generator running anymore.
And I was about to say, now that brings up another question for me, like talking about hearing the generator running, like how noisy are these generators?
Yeah, no, these Kohler units, man, they're not really noisy at all. I mean, we could be standing 3-4 foot away from it and have a conversation, and you'd have to maybe raise your voice just a little bit, but honestly, they're a lot quieter than what you would expect.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what when you said may not even know, may not hear, and I was like, I wonder how, because I know like one of my grandparents has an older one, like they were like when they first became a thing, like granddad was like, if we can get that, I'm getting one. And so he's like his, you definitely hear it, and he's got a gigantic house. I don't even know how many square footage, but it like you can be on the opposite end. I mean, it's 3 stories. That's how large this house is. So you hear when his comes on and it's on the back side of the garage. I mean, you can hear it from 100 yards away inside the house.
Yeah, for sure. Those older units definitely are a lot noisier. Today's units, they've got, enlarged mufflers. They've got some really good enclosure material, that dampens that sound. I mean, like I said, if that thing's 10 feet away from your house, I mean, or from your bedroom or, whatever room in the house, I mean, you barely hear it. And these I'm talking about the air-cooled units, the most common units. They run at 3,600 RPMs. I mean, if you go up to the, liquid-cooled unit, I mean, it's even quieter than that. It's, like the sound of your truck, So
I was actually about to ask that. So with all the technology out there, so they do have liquid-cooled units out there now.
Oh, for sure.
Now, what's the price difference between those? I mean, just kind of a guesstimate. I know you can't like, hey, Aaron, this is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the installation, obviously. I mean, but if you're just looking at the unit cost, I mean, it's almost twice the price when you're talking about the unit or so. But, again, when you go up to that liquid cooled, you're getting a lot more, for your money. You're getting a bigger system. It's going to be able to run a lot more in the house. I mean, these liquid cooled units are for people who are looking for longevity. A generator can last you 20 plus years at that point. So, I mean, it's just like anything else. It's really an investment. Obviously, there's going to be more of a cost involved, but instead of a lawnmower engine, you're looking at a truck engine. So it's really not the same product. I mean.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. So, like, even if I got like a 20 kilowatt and a 20 kilowatt, like it's going to be double, or is it all going to be a bigger?
Yeah, so the unit itself is going to be much larger. I mean, so we basically go on the air cooled, we got a 20, then we go to a 26. And then on the liquid cooled, actually starts at a 24. But our most common liquid cooled is going to be a 30. So,
all right,
you're getting a bit more power going from that 30, from the 26. And again, you're getting a lot more longevity out of the machine itself. It's a lot quieter. It's got some more technology built into it, So, I mean, overall, I would say, if you can afford it, I would definitely lean more in towards that liquid cooled over that air cooled. But, they both do a great job.
We want to take a quick moment to shout out today's premier sponsor, Vicky with Hubbard Flooring Studio. Leadership always starts with a strong foundation, and so does your home or office. Vicky and her team don't just cover floors, they help you step into excellence one plank, tile, or carpet at a time. And now, they are offering Hunter Douglas blinds, giving you the ability to set the tone, control the light, and create the perfect environment to lead from. Hubbard Flooring Studio, where strong foundations and bright visions begin.
Now, as far as like maintenance, what's the difference in maintaining a liquid cooled versus an air cooled, or just, I mean, if you're selling more air cooled, like let's talk like that first and then compare the two.
Sure, sure, yeah. I mean, maintenance, it's pretty basic for us. I mean, we've got over 400 customers we're doing maintenance for, yearly. So I mean, we've got that down, but we'll go out and change the oil, spark plug, air filters, check brushes. We function test a generator, simulate an outage. I mean, we go through this whole thing. I mean, you're investing this money in this unit, and we're going to take care of it for you. As far as the air cooled to the liquid cooled, I mean, the difference there is, the air cooled is going to have less oil in it, so there's a couple of things that change, but ultimately it's a similar process. We're checking oil, air filters, the oil filter, spark plugs, function testing. We actually can plug in to it with our computers, get some data. So it's pretty, pretty basic stuff. But again, we're factory trained though. So, I mean, a lot of people ask us, hey, can I maintain it myself? It's like, yeah, sure, you can do most of it, but there's some parts of it that I wouldn't encourage customers to get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was about to say, and I would probably just let you do all of my maintenance for me. I don't really like doing all that anywho. So
yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I mean, I kind of follow the same thing, man. I let the professionals do their thing. Like, I don't even like cutting my own grass. You know what I mean? I'll go out there and maintain your generator, because that's what I do,
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, I like cutting my grass. I'm fortunate enough right now. I have 2 minions that do that for me.
yeah.
And that's part of their, I tell them it's part of their rent. They're part of that's how they afford rent and room and board.
Yeah. I'm sure them boys eat a lot. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
They got to work
do.
for it. I'm with you on
do.
that. Mine are still a little bit young. I got one old enough to cut it now. So, that's what we're working on, but I get it.
Right. But I mean, like if they're not here, like if they go out like to church camp over the summer or something, it's nothing for me to go hop on the lawnmower and cut grass. Like I enjoy doing that. So
Yeah, I'm sure I haven't really done it in a while, so I'm sure if I, got the gear and just did it, it's probably something that could be a little therapeutic, when it's not blistering hot outside. But
so when is that?
yeah. Oddly enough, it's not here, like it usually is at this time. So we'll take that as a win. But it's coming.
Oh yeah, it has been a weird time. Like they usually in Louisiana from about January the 8th to about January the 10th it gets cold, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm think the last like 4 years I've worn shorts and a t-shirt for Christmas.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's pretty common here. I like it cold actually. I'd love to be bundled up in the winter, man. It's just something I enjoy. But yeah, we don't get that too much here. So I've gotta go and find it.
Yeah. I was about to say, I mean, fortunately, you can make a quick trip to like Tennessee and go to the mountains and.
Yeah, we like to do that every now and then. When we've got some time, go. That's where when I go on vacation, that's actually what I like to do. I like to go and find the snow. Because that's something we don't really get. I just feel like it's a little bit different than the beach, right?
The snow.
Right,
elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah. So, whenever we get the chance, but that's what I like to do.
Yeah. No, it is good to I like going to the mountains as well. But I like going like June, July because it's cooler up there. It's usually like in the 70s, not the 900s. Where it's like you're melting. But oftentimes like this bad boy doesn't work up there, so sorry I can't work.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Right.
Right. You'll come back down to go into civilization to get whatever. And it's like, bing, 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 bing. And I'm like, oh no, do not disturb.
Yeah, gotta be able to unplug every now and then for sure, man. It's totally different. You don't know what it's gonna do for you till you do it, and it's really refreshing. It's like a vacation in itself.
It is. It is. I mean, that's one thing that I don't think enough leaders talk about is the importance of it. That, you hear everybody, oh, you got to grind, you got to be willing to grind, you got to be willing to grind. But what happens if you don't ever stop to breathe?
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. And I've caught myself throughout the years, doing that to myself. And, you feel like you got to do it, right? You got to grow. You got to get to a certain point. You got to hit these goals that we create. And, but, as I've gotten older and, I've got, a few kids, wife, and other things coming up, you kind of see what's more important. And you do just kind of have to turn it off, and I mean, for me, I work a lot still, but my outlet is doing things with the kids, going to softball and, getting more in tune with what the kids are doing and taking a break from work. That's really the only break I get, but, it's really nice. So I get what you're saying. A lot of people can't turn it off and, you got to refresh.
Right. Now, speaking of work, all right. So how did you come about becoming Steadfast Electric? Like where did that start?
Honestly, I took a part-time college job doing electrical work. Just one of my buddies I live with, he was doing it, and he's like, "Hey man, I need a helper. You think you want to come help me out on your days off of school?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think that would be cool." So I tried it out and I actually really enjoyed it. And, I mean, it was many years from then to when I started the business, but, I just kind of got more into the work and less into the school. And then, opportunity came to start an electrical company with a buddy of mine. We were actually doing a lot of solar at that time and, just kind of put it together and started the business. That's kind of how we got the start, and pretty quick we kind of pivoted. Solar is a really competitive market to try to get into, and especially for a new company with a lot of backing didn't have a lot of backing. So yeah, we kind of deviated. He went back and did something else, and then I decided to stay in it and grind it out by myself. So we kind of went to just doing electrical service work, and just kind of put my head down and did it, I mean, kind of like the name Steadfast. I mean, that's just kind of what it was, hey, look, I'm not going to quit, just keep on going. And ran all the way into the 2016 flood. And I mean, at that time, if you weren't busy, you weren't trying to be. So that was our opportunity to really help out a lot of people and, pick up a couple extra employees and get some, growth right there. And, over the years, we just kind of picked up some extra services, and we're here where we are now. Just from that growth.
So it started off just trying to help out your roommate or buddy, like, hey, I'll just be your guy carrying the materials wherever, helping however.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of like so. Like,
pretty
did
much.
You finish
started
college?
off as the grunt, man.
Now, did you finish college, or was that when you kind of just, or during that process, did you just be like, yep, I'm done?
Yeah, well, so I ended up getting an associate's in business, a couple of other little, certificates, but I never did get, my bachelor's. I was about a year away from getting my bachelor's in construction management whenever I finally decided, I already know what I want to do, I had the skills to do it, and the school had helped me, and also with that, I had started a family and was really just ready to jump in, really start, supporting the family, and, school was just kind of holding me back from, what was happening. So I just embraced it and jumped into the business, and, here I am, still pushing.
Hey, if you've liked what you've seen so far, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow the show. That way we can continue to bring you great guests and great content like you've seen so far. Now back to the episode.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the whole purpose of college, at least in my opinion, is to learn how to make a living. So if you figure it out, do you really need a degree to be an electrician?
No, you don't need a degree to be an electrician. And when I started college, that really wasn't my plan. That just kind of what happened. But for a lot of people out there, I mean, I know when we were at that age, Aaron, everybody said, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. And, and that's great and all, but not everybody needs to go to college. You know what I mean? I think it's better if people, went to maybe a technical school, picked up a trade, just kind of see what's out there before you jump into college and, maybe put yourself in debt and who knows, I mean, I just feel like it was more of a stigma, really, than a necessity. So if I could go back, I don't know if I would change anything because it all kind of worked out. But, as far as needing to go to college, no. For electrical, there's a lot of trade schools you can go to. Even in high school around here in Baton Rouge, there's some really cool places you can go to, vocational, schools, and you can get your start there, So there's definitely options for anybody interested in the electrical field.
Right, and that's what I was thinking, because I know that's what my youngest son is wanting to do, is something more trade related, and I'm like, cool. Let's get involved in something at school. Let's get you involved in one of the workshop classes, or I think he's going to be in welding next year. So, I mean, he's going through and learning all those different things. They got pipe fitting and whatnot at Central High School. I was like, well, he was kind of complaining because I think he will be in pipe fitting. I'm like, who cares, dude? Go learn it. You may need that skill later on, and it costs you this much money right now versus 5 years from now when you go, I want to learn how to do that, and it costs you $20,000 to learn it.
Yeah, and who knows? He may enjoy it. It may turn into something, or it may be one of those learning experiences that we've all been through where you're like, that's definitely not what I want to do. You know what I mean? I think those are super important as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
So,
I mean,
I love these systems, man. So we take some interns during the summer and then during the school year over here, and that's all part of it. They come in here, they see what we do, and it might teach them a skill. We have them do different things. We got guys that come help our electrical teams, out in the field, and then we've also got some people that come in and intern in the office with us. Help us with a little bit of admin, and it's just really awesome. What these schools are providing, and we like being a part of that. We met some really cool kids doing it, but it's nice that they've got that opportunity to kind of get their feet wet and see, hey, maybe it's something you like, maybe it's something you don't.
yeah, no, it's definitely, I think it's a real cool opportunity that schools are providing, and kind of making that shift and that change back to not everybody needing to go to a 4-year university. So I think that's great. Now we referred to Steadfast. Now, what exactly does that mean? What does Steadfast mean?
I mean, for me, it means, I don't give up. You stay steady, you're loyal to what you're doing, and you do things, quick, So that's really how I came up with the name. I was looking up synonyms, to being steady, loyal, I mean, and just as a person, I feel like I'm a pretty loyal person. I hear maybe to a fault at times, but that's always been with me. So that name kind of popped up and was like, man, that's a great, strong name. I love it, and I still love it today. So and it still means the same thing, and I feel like we portray that in what we do and how we work. So, I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, I love it. I always love hearing the backstories. And so now, how long have you been in business as Steadfast?
Yeah, so I opened the business. It was March of 2015. So, yep. We're just hit 11 years. So, time flies. It's kind of crazy to say that, really.
It does, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, that was 11 years ago. because he's been saved right before the flood. And so I was like, golly, that was 10 years, almost, it'll be 10 years ago this August. Like, wow.
Yeah, almost time for people to start remodeling again, right?
Right.
But yeah, no, it is kind of crazy. It is crazy,
It is. It is. No, but I mean, with it being the start of hurricane season 2, it's perfect time for them to get all that, all their works and their permits and everything else done. Cause I didn't realize that 3 to 4 weeks minimum.
Yeah.
To get everything in.
Yeah, it's a process, but no, it's good for people to know, that it is, about a month long. And like I said, and that's now when we're not, crazy busy. As soon as we get into the thick of it, as soon as the lights go out that first time, I mean, that's when the phones just kind of keep on going, and, that 1 month turns into 2 months, 3 months potentially. So, yeah, I mean, right now is the time to do it. If you're interested, even just figuring it out. I mean, the first thing you do, like, hey, come and give me a quote. The first thing you got to do is get the information, meet the contractor, because you're building a relationship with this person, like for us personally, we go out, we're not just trying to sell you a generator, we're trying to create a relationship with you because, yeah, we'd love to sell you a generator, but we got to be there through the whole process. And then after the job is done, we got to take care of you and that generator. So, also we do electrical work. We've got some environmental services as well. I mean, we're just trying to provide safety and security, and all that what we do. But, we just love, meeting people, like I said, creating that relationship and then having this customer, for the long term. I mean, I still talk to people that we helped during the flood, pretty regularly. We did their electrical work 10 years ago, and, we're still working with them today.
Right. And I mean, for me, it was cool. Like part of our process with it, that you had one of your new guys out there. So one of your senior guys was training the new guy, and it was just really cool to watch your senior rep just kind of, all right, now, why are we doing this? Why am I telling you to do this? And I mean, just, they did a phenomenal job from start to finish. I'm very, very, very impressed with the whole thing. So, I mean, that speaks well of you. That's what you've done to help your team understand, to learn and grow to where you can become a bigger brand and scale that without having to physically touch everything.
Yeah, that's the goal. And it really warms the heart to hear that you say that about the guys, because, that's kind of how I trained him. And, it's awesome that, he kind of took that, and now that's how he's passing it on. And, that's super important. We want everything to be done the right way. We want people to feel comfortable. So, yeah.
If you're listening and thinking, my team needs this, that's exactly why Coach Clark Leadership and Development exists. We partner with businesses, churches, and organizations that want practical leadership training, not theory, but tools leaders can use immediately. If you're responsible for developing people, let's talk soon. Visit CoachAClark.com. Absolutely. Now, Brian, as we're kind of starting to wind down, we're coming up on time. One of my favorite things that I love to ask everybody is, I believe that all leaders are readers. Not all readers are leaders, but leaders are learners. We're constantly learning. We're constantly growing, trying to become better. And so what would be one book that you recommend all leaders read?
Yeah. So the one book that I would recommend would be The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. It's a great book. G. Yeah. Louisiana native, sales guru. But, the biggest takeaway I get from that is just massive action. You always got to put in 10 times the amount of energy you think you need to hit a goal. If you just put in average effort, you're usually going to fall short. So and that was a thing for me. After reading that book, it's like, man, this makes sense, because most things in life are a lot harder than you think that they are, in your mind. So it's just motivational. You got to take responsibility of your own outcomes, Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I find that often that people, with coaching and training, They're like, oh yeah, it'll only take, or even like putting in the generator. I thought it'd be a week max. Like that would be not 4 at the minimum.
Yeah, if you want it done right. If somebody gives you a quote and says, hey, we'll have this in by Friday and it's Monday, you might want to do your research and, make sure they're going to do everything by the book, because it's not that simple, especially in Baton Rouge. I mean, maybe in the smaller parishes you can get through permitting in a few days, but still, it usually takes at least a week. So yeah, just watch out for them. I'm not saying don't go with the other guys. We're not the only good company in Baton Rouge, but definitely do your research.
They're the only good one. They sponsor the Clark Connection podcast, and none of the rest of them are. So don't use them.
I got you. Yeah. Hey.
So I approve of that message.
Hey, you heard it here.
Exactly. I mean, it's got to be the truth. Yeah. Oh, because I was saying that's what I was saying is everybody always overestimates how much time, or underestimates how much time it'll take with everything. So I mean, that's what one of my mentors had told me was, whatever you do, if you think it's going to be 2 weeks, they double or triple it. That's how long it's going to take you to get done. So I love that book. 10X was a real good one. Real good one. Now, what about maybe something that you're currently reading or learning or working on?
Yeah. So, I mean, my daily reader is the Bible. It kind of gets me energized in the morning, keeps me focused on where I want to be and how I want to be, and then as far as research and stuff, I've been looking into AI a bit lately, just as a tool. I mean, it's kind of crazy what it can do, and I feel like that's where a lot of business is going. I mean, I feel like if you don't get into it now, you're going to kind of get left out. And with small business, because we're still a small business, AI is a nice tool that can help us automate a couple of things and help us be able to actually take care of our customers better. Sending out reminders. I mean, small things, but things that AI can definitely help out with that, and then we can for my focus doesn't have to be on all the small things, so I can take my skills and use them where they're best fit, not taking phone calls and information, stuff like that. So I'm really intrigued by it. Love to see where it's going to go. So that's been something I've been looking into, and I think we're all using a little Chat GPT, probably poorly and in the wrong way. But
what's Chat GPT? Never heard of
right,
it.
right. Or the Gemini, the Claude, or there's everything now. But it's super cool stuff.
Well, or if you've got an iPhone or whatever, you've got. I'm not going to say her name because then she'll ask me a bunch of silly questions. But
right.
I mean, if you've got a smartphone, people are already using AI. That's just crazy, the amount of cool stuff you can do. Like you said, I use it for setting up the podcast. You all filled out a link on Calendly, and it says, hey, here's a reminder a day before. Here's a reminder an hour before. Here's a reminder 10 minutes before.
Yeah.
And hey, here's what's available on their calendar. There's so many cool things you can do with it.
Right. Yeah. And it just saves a lot of effort, I mean, it could save you 3-4 hours a day, easily, once you get it set up properly. So I'm excited. Like I said, I mean, for me, it's just being able to take care of people, by putting people's time where it needs to be, and let the small stuff kind of get taken care of, scheduling, like I said, collecting information, and they're kind of fun to talk to. If you ever go on one of those AI voice, agents and just start asking them a bunch of questions, it's kind of fun to see what they say, really.
I have, and it's scary, some of the cool stuff that they can do with it now, to where you're like, is this? I mean, you almost feel like you have to ask, is this AI? Whenever you're on with it. But like, if you don't, like you said earlier, if you're not using it, it's almost like, I was talking with somebody earlier. It was like at the end of the 90s, beginning of 2000s, when the .com era started happening. Everybody was Google was changing how you did advertising and marketing. Like, if you didn't get on it early, well, you got left behind. I feel like it's the same thing with that. If you don't get in and start using it and figuring out how to make it work and be better, your competition is, and so you'll be out of business.
And that's exactly what it is, So yeah, we're looking into it. We've already used, like I said, a little bit of it. I think everybody uses a little bit of it, even if they don't realize it. It's already on your phone. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes, and I'm sure it's going to help us out a good bit. We'll probably try to implement it within the next month or so.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I'm on the show, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah. And so, last question I always ask everybody.
Okay.
Is what's something that I should have asked you that maybe I didn't ask you?
Maybe like these cool certificates behind me, I'm sure everybody's curious what that is.
Yeah. So tell me about those cool certificates behind you.
So I got me a little shark head here. This is AI. Speaking of AI, but
what? That's not a shark man? It's not a real man with a shark?
Right. Yes. No, that's just from our local BNI. We won the BNI game. So I had the most activity, talking to people, helping people refer business, got the most points. So helped out a lot of people for a couple months, and they made me some cool little plaques. Don't you have one floating around there somewhere?
Well, I got second place. I was about to ask, is that the one that you beat me on? I'm hanging up. That was uncalled for, Brian.
I'm sorry. I forgot I beat you, man. I thought we tied. I really did. I thought we tied.
Oh, no. I mean, tying's like kissing your sister. I mean, yeah, you're kissing a girl, but.
All right.
No, you won that one fair and square. That was a fun. I think, yeah, we're in the midst of it right now. I was about to say, I think we're in the midst of it right now.
It just started, man. We're putting in activity right now. We're getting points right now as we speak.
Absolutely. So Brian, I mean, I know all of your information is already, it's listed on everything that I put out, but what's, if anybody wants to reach out to you to try to schedule one of those, to get a quote for their in-home generator or anything else they may be looking at doing. I even think I saw one about the EV hookup.
Yeah.
How do they reach y'all?
Yeah, so a couple different ways. Y'all can hit us up on the website, www.steadfastelectric.com. Contact us. It sends us all your information. It's super easy. If there's a lot of folks who just like to do everything online. So if you don't want to have to make a call, you can reach out to us on there, or you could call us 225-364-9218. We're on all the socials. We try to post funny videos, informational videos, So yeah, y'all can reach out to us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I think we're starting to do some YouTube stuff. So, I mean, we're out there. Or, if you just want to hit up Google, best electrician in Baton Rouge, I'm sure we're on the list somewhere, see where them ad dollars go.
Yeah, I was about to say it should be number one. I mean, that would be the truth. But
yeah, you gotta
do that.
Yep, got to figure out the algorithm and spend a lot of money. I don't know.
Yeah, the latter is the trick. Spend a lot of money.
I'm sure that'll get you there. So, but yeah, we're everywhere. So easy to find us, and if not, reach out to Aaron.
Yeah, and I was about to say, dude, click below. It's all down there. You just scroll down. I think he's the second one right under our premier sponsor. So go hit him up. Get that done, because you don't want to. I mean, hurricane season, it's just starting. You don't want to wait till August. You're going to be without power. Don't do that, guys. Hit up Steadfast Electric today. Hit up BJ and the team. So
yeah, we're here waiting on you.
Like, seriously, y'all are still watching. Why haven't y'all called him yet? Like, I don't see his phone ringing or nothing.
Is that the phone?
Awesome. Well, BJ, I appreciate you hopping on. I appreciate everything you do for the show, being a sponsor, and having come in and just, I mean, almost as soon as I met you, you were like, yep, I got to get involved with that and wanting to help other people grow. So I appreciate you doing that. We'll definitely have you back on one day, hopefully soon.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes, man. This is, about to be storm season, so you might have to come and video me in the field, but we can do it.
I'll chase you around. I'll just give somebody else the GoPro. I'll let them borrow my GoPro, and they can chase you around.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Brian. We'll talk soon.
All right.
If this episode added value to you, here are your next steps. If you lead an organization and want to develop strong leaders, connect with us at Coach Clark Leadership and Development. We have a free 30-minute connection discovery call. If you're a growth-minded leader looking for community and accountability, join Leadership Multipliers. Either way, don't just consume leadership, commit to it. Man, that was such a valuable conversation, because preparedness is one of those things people always think they'll handle later until it shows up unexpectedly. BJ brought a ton of practical insight today, not just about generators and electrical systems, but about leadership, business growth, adapting to technology, and building something dependable over time. One thing that stood out to me is this idea of being proactive instead of reactive. Whether it's your home, your business, leadership, or your personal growth, the people who prepare ahead of time usually handle pressure differently when the storm actually comes. I also loved hearing BJ talk about the trades, entrepreneurship, and the future of AI in business. There's huge opportunity right now for people willing to learn those skills, solve problems, and stay adaptable. If you got value from today's episode, make sure you connect with us and Steadfast Electric and continue to show them support that they show us. And if this episode helped you, share it with somebody who needs to hear it, especially somebody thinking about hurricane preparation, backup power, entrepreneurship, or building a business with long-term vision. And always, don't forget to write and leave us a review. Subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. That way we can continue to bring about great conversations about leadership, entrepreneurship, and development. And remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So keep leading, keep learning, keep connecting, and I'll see you on the next episode of Clark Connection Podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Clark Connection Podcast. If today's episode added value to you, do me a favor, follow the show and share it with someone who needs it. You can connect with me at my website, coachaclark.com, or on social media at Coach A. Clark. All the links are in the description. Until next time, keep leading, keep growing, and keep connecting.